Hey, it's Nikki. Before we start the show, I wanted to invite you to download a free resource that I put together for you as the listener. This is my gift to you. You can get it right now. It is the 17 buying signals. Now, I wrote a whole book about buying signals, and I wanted to put it into a really simple format that you can have at your fingertips or in front of you whenever you want to. So I took out the 17 buying signals from the book, put them on a simple PDF, also gave you the kind of what to do when you get a buying signal, and explain what a buying signal is. So that PDF is available for you as a listener to go and download right now by going to yoursalesmaven.com/17. That's yoursalesmaven.com/17 so that you can start acting on these buying signals and closing more business. All right, when you're ready, let's start the show.
Do sales conversations make you feel awkward or pushy? It's time to ditch the outdated salesy strategies. Your guide, Nikki Roush, will show you how to combine kindness with selling skills to meet your prospects where they are, and in the process, how to up-level your influence and income. Learn how to earn business easily and effortlessly. Here's Nikki.
Welcome, and thank you for listening to the Sales Maven Show. I'm your host, Nikki Roush. Today's episode is a part of the Mastering Excellence series. This is the concept that comes from my background in neurolinguistic programming, where we learn that there is a structure to excellence. And when you can understand the structure of how somebody is getting exceptional results in their own life or business, you can apply that same structure to that same topic in your own life and business and see similar results. So today's guest, oh my goodness, I'm excited to welcome to the show, Eileen Wilder. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Eileen before we actually really welcome her to the show, because she's really amazing. So Eileen Wilder is a bestselling author and business consultant, helping entrepreneurs do 6- and 7-figure days with virtual events. She was a pastor for over 2 decades, and she and her family were used to living on very humble means. That all changed one day when she found a way to make more in a day than she was used to making in an entire year. Despite the fact that she used to be deathly afraid of public speaking, she's now one of the highest paid speakers on the planet. Called by major industry leaders the Queen of Stages, she's spoken on stages with Russell Brunson, Tony Robbins, and Dan Kennedy. Clients pay more than $55,000 for just one VIP day with her. And this is where she helps them go from losing money to doing anywhere between $30,000 and $500,000 in one day with her one-day cash machine program. And when you listen to her teach, you'll immediately recognize that she is one of the most masterful communicators and teachers you've ever heard. So it is with great honor that I welcome my friend Eileen Wilder to the show. Yay!
Thank you. So pumped to be here, Nikki. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy to have you here. Now, I'm going to say we're new friends. I'm assuming we're friends because
we are friends.
I'm like fangirling. And also, we got to speak at a conference together recently, our mastermind group, really. But, and we had never met before. And yet we did have a client in common, which was so interesting to me.
Yeah. I know. That's so true. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was so cool. What a great event. It was such an honor to get to speak with you. It was such a great group.
It was a great group.
Yeah.
And such a fun. So we were in Dallas together. You live in Houston, right? Houston. Yeah. So it was so exciting to meet you and get to see you in action, get you to, you in the front of the room, and then get to have some one-on-one time with you and also some time with you in the group. So
some Uber rides. Walking in the rain.
Yes.
We had a lot of good time.
I will say that I felt like our Uber ride back from the baseball game, I felt like you gave me this like mini masterclass.
Oh my gosh, I totally
blew my mind.
I know. I totally just like, for everyone listening, it was like, when you go into like teacher mode and you're just like, you do this and then this. I totally did that to Nikki on the ride home. It was so fun.
It was so good. I went up to my room and I'm like, I'm taking notes now. She just did and said to me because I was so blown away. It was so good. So I'm excited to have you.
Yeah.
And The topic that we're going to talk about today is how to sell high ticket offers through speaking, because I don't know if I've ever met anybody who has said to me, I've done $1 million in sales in one day. And you have, right?
No,
You talked about this. You've done big things, and you've helped other people do even more than that.
Yes. My clients have actually done bigger numbers. I was just telling you that before the show. And it's so fun and inspiring. And I'm so inspired to go to the next level. Sometimes I think, I don't know if I want to work that hard, but it is so, they are like, there's some incredible opportunities out there. So let me encourage everyone listening that the numbers have never been bigger in events than right now. It's insane. Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. Okay, so we're going to dive into these NLP questions and we'll see what comes out. What we get to access your brain for. So my first question is always, if I was going to stand in for you for a day, so I get to take on and be Eileen for the day.
Okay.
How would I have to behave in order to sell a high ticket offer through speaking?
Beautiful. What a great question. Yes. I love being asked great questions. Okay. How would you have to behave in order to sell high ticket, like at an event, Nikki?
Yeah.
Are we kind of looking for the routine of the day, or like what's going through my mind?
Thinking about, anything that comes to mind for you is perfect. So I really just want you to kind of say
really, really good.
Mind.
Because now I don't even think about it. So I'm trying to think when I did think about it. For instance, let me tell a story about my first event. So it was my very first event I ever did. It was a live event in Houston, Texas at the Marriott Marquis in downtown Houston. And I didn't know a lot of people in town because I had just moved here, Nikki. So I was really nervous about like how many people would show up. I kind of at that time had met like 4 friends or 5 friends from church. And so I invited them to come to the event for free. So it will look more full. But I had just learned about I talk about how I like rented my friends to make my room look bigger. But when I sold, I think maybe 8 tickets, or I don't know, 7 or 8 tickets online. It was so hard. I couldn't figure out. I didn't know a lot about marketing and funnels and all this stuff. So going into that first event, I was like a little nervous about a lot of things, because now I'm not just nervous about my high ticket offer. I'm nervous about what I'm going to say. So there's like a lot of levels of nervousness before a live event, especially your first one.
Yeah.
But I had a great mentor that told me, just get a picture of the end result you want. Just get a picture of the end result. Or what sounds simple, right? You're like, okay, is it deeper than that? He's like, literally, no, just get a picture of it. And through my nervousness, what I would try to do is redirect my focus off of my nervousness onto this picture of what I wanted. So here was my picture. My picture was, I pictured 5 people, like it was kind of it was like a vague, fuzzy picture, right? 5 people raising their hand at my event saying, I want in, or I'm in.
Yeah.
That was what I pictured. So I pictured 5 people. Now that was pretty audacious because I didn't really have like a lot of what they would call buying units in the room, but that was what my picture was.
Yeah.
And every time I got nervous, including the night before, I even like woke up nervous. I just would redirect my mind and I picture 5 people and I try to hold it as long as I could. And I try to feel the feelings of that end picture being true. How good is it going to feel when 5 people sign up? I can't wait till 5 people sign up. So I'll talk about how I created the offer in a second, but this is what I was doing all throughout my 2-day event. I remember going to lunch on the second day. I had bought lunch for all the clients. I was about to walk with them back into the conference room where I was going to present my offer. And the only thing I would allow my mind to be fixed on was this picture of 5 people raising their hands.
Nice.
So cool. Actually, in the scripture in Philippians 4:8, it actually says to fix your mind on whatever is good, whatever is pure, whatever is perfect, whatever is worthy, whatever is of good report. Fix your mind on these things. Isn't that interesting?
That is so interesting.
Yeah. So that's what I had to do. So how many of you know, though, it's so easy for your mind to drift? Even when you're not like thinking about it, I think it happens almost unconsciously. The mind drifts into the pictures normally that it doesn't want.
Yes. Very
easily, my mind, even now, I know how to fix it now, but then I was learning. So, it's almost like you start going like daydreaming, like, anxiety and nervousness comes because a picture in your mind has been presented to itself of typically an outcome you don't want to have happen.
Yes.
This person not saying yes on the phone, or, you picture yourself insecure about saying your offer, just whatever. The mind will present pictures to your whole body. And that's how nervousness comes up. Doubt is really what the Bible would say is doubt. So you keep your faith. And so anyways, where's where I am. So I fixed my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And because I had fixed my mind, Nikki, on this picture, when I got up to present my offer, rather than feeling intense, debilitating anxiety, I actually had excitement.
Okay. Love that.
I know this is so crazy because it's my first event. You'd think like, what, are you insane? I'm like, yeah, I think I was. Like, I was just like, so I'm like, I get up in front of the room, a small room, 12 people in the room, and I have excitement coursing through my body before I say my offer. I'm literally giddy. I'm thinking in my mind, this offer is so good. It's going to blow them away. I'm watching myself almost outside of myself, being surprised at how I'm feeling, how I'm presenting, how strong I feel. I'm like, wow, you're crushing it. Just like, watching myself. Like, I'm like, it feels like almost I'm watching somebody who's not me. Is really what it felt like.
Yeah.
So I present my offer. It really was a great offer. And I actually told this this morning to my clients. They almost didn't believe me, but the offer price was $21,800 at my first event.
Wow.
My first high ticket offer. Like, what? So I can dive into how I got there quickly, but here's my point.
Mm-hmm.
The only limitations that exist in our own mind. There is no one, I often say to people, there's no like high ticket police. Like, no one's going to come like banging on your door being like, who are you to offer it like that? Like, there is no one in judgment or criticizing you at any level. So why not charge way higher than you ever thought possible? Because if you're tracking with me, everybody, the offer you don't make, no one can take. So if you don't have a high ticket offer, that even scares you, everyone, like a scary price that scares you listening, no one can buy it from you because you don't have it. So why not have it, right? Is that making sense a little bit?
Oh my gosh. I remember you saying this too at the mastermind, because you talked about it. You're really good at, you make rhymes so well. And so I love this because you do this so well when you speak, but you're like, the offer you don't make, no one can take.
No one can take.
Like, that is so you.
Yes.
In a nutshell. And it was like, I felt like you kind of hit me with it. Like, it was like a bat. It's like in the stomach, like, oh yeah.
Felt that.
Yeah. That one stung a little. And there's some truth bombs there. Like, the offer you don't make, no one can take.
Right.
And you had talked about that nobody could tell you what was an okay high ticket offer.
Yeah.
And you can sit there now and say, I charge $55,000 for a VIP day with me. And there's like, you're so congruent when you talk about this.
Oh yeah. I know my bio's not even updated. It's more. It's more. So, but that doesn't matter. The congruency of how certain I am of how valuable that is. Mm-hmm. I have no problem saying my price points. Because I'm like, you're 100% going to get 10x your investment if you pay me this much money. Like, I can guarantee it.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
And anytime, I mean, I'm always so surprised when it comes down to this conversation, kind of getting off track a little bit, but when having a conversation with somebody where it's like, look, if you invest $5 and you would make $100 back, why wouldn't you do that? So why wouldn't you invest $100,000 to make $500,000? Like,
yes.
I don't understand the like, oh no, that's way too scary.
No.
It's like, wait, what? What's going on there?
Right. No, that's so true. I mean, it's almost like a logic test. I think society and our family often, like we're neurologically trained, I think, to hold money tight.
Mm-hmm.
So even if presented with like a lot of evidence, you notice people still have this reaction.
Yeah.
And the Bible says it's not money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of money. That's the root of all evil. It's attachment to money that is actually evil.
Yeah.
Because people can't let it go, they can't let it grow.
Yeah.
So that's real
See,
talk.
she's so good at this. You can't let it go. You can't let it grow.
That's real talk, though.
That's real talk.
So that's why us as sales professionals, is our moral responsibility to help teach people how to accurately think about money.
Mm-hmm.
Teach people about why good debt is good debt.
Yeah.
Teach people about like returns, ROI, or Rule 72. Like teaching people about money, because we're not taught that. That's a whole other discussion. But that's why I think a lot of this is like training people well about money.
I don't know what Rule 72 is, so now I have to ask.
Oh, it's like it can calculate how much time it takes for your money to double.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They call it the rule of 72.
Okay, I don't know that. Is it like the compound effect?
Yes.
No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I could sit and just like talk to you for
money. Talk about money.
Talk about money. I love to talk about money. And I saw you even at the conference get really excited when Kevin Harrington was at the front of the stage.
Oh my gosh. I was going to the room. 9,000. Yes. I was literally exploding.
Yeah. Because he was talking about like a new way to make money.
Yes.
Or like, I hadn't thought of it that way. And you were so excited, which I love to be around people who love to talk about money and who love to make money.
Oh yeah. I am at that table. I will pull up my chair to that table, Nikki.
Yeah.
All day. I love people who have inspiring results. That's very exciting for me. So results that I haven't yet achieved. And so the numbers he was running, I could track with them the whole way through. I was doing the math and how he did, the $1 billion valuation. I was like, I could see it. So it's like, it's really cool. Cause I think what it is giving new pictures. I was talking about those pictures.
Yeah.
A new picture, a new exciting picture. And so, it's like kind of like you have faith, really. It's like, that's kind of a deeper spiritual thing, but like if you can see it, you can believe it.
Right.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's why it's cool to hear great stories like his.
Yeah. So I just want to comment for the listener, like one of the big things that I think Eileen already gave to us, which I'm going to say is like gold, is this idea of fixing in your mind the picture of what you want to have happen, or what your expectations are, what the goal is, what the outcome is that you're desiring from putting together a high ticket offer. Because if you don't have that picture, and if you are letting in all these other pictures that really aren't serving you, you're doing a huge disservice to you and a huge disservice to the prospective client that really will benefit and get results and get value out of whatever it is that you're offering. So I just thank you for that. That was amazing. Okay. So my next question is, when you're thinking about your high ticket offers or putting together high ticket offers, what are your goals?
Oh, good. Okay. So, offer creation is my favorite thing to talk about, like living on the planet, because offer creation at its essence is wealth creation, because it's kind of like nothing existed, right? Like there's no offer. And by offer, I'll go into what I mean by offer. There's no offer. And then suddenly you come up with this crazy cool offer idea, like my $21,000 800 package. It was insane. The offer was insane. So suddenly it's like, you're here and you're on this plane. Then when you have like offer creation, it's like a little ATM comes out of the air and starts paying you money from this idea that never existed before. And often the money is collected, like it is in my case, and through wires. So people are like wiring multiples of money to my bank account, and there's nothing physically being transacted. It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
So offer creation is like ideation, imagination. It's this level, and it's at its core, literal wealth creation. It's out of nothing. Now there is something. So that I have great respect, and much of my shelves is built around offer creation because I get it. I'm aware. I'm aware of what it is. So I become I'm a student and of the greats in this area, just like I am in speaking. But offer creation is wealth creation. But the sooner you can get that, the sooner you can understand, oh, I'm the one that's determining how much money I make. Because it's me coming up with the offer and how much that offer is, right?
Yeah.
So that's the essence principle, is offer creation is wealth creation. Okay. Now, the next question I ask is, what kind of offer could I create that would serve my clients at the literal highest level? Like, would blow their minds and get them the result the absolute fastest way possible. Because people don't want to buy all your stuff. Let's just be real. Okay, real talk. People don't want 982 videos and 82 coaching calls a week. They don't want it. They want the result.
Yeah.
So that's why one of my offers is a VIP day, because I can get them that result in a day. It doesn't take a year to figure this out. It literally doesn't take a year. So why would I drag this on? So it's painful for them and painful for me. So the idea is, how can I create an offer that serves them at the highest level and can get them the result fast?
Yes.
Like, done and done. We're good. You got it. Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense.
They're not, then people are always trying to add complexity to their offers. And they put so much stuff in their offers. And I'm like, why are you doing that to this poor person? Like, if I could get you the result, Nikki, on like a piece of paper, or you had to read every book in my library, like which one would you want? Like,
I'm going to pay a lot more for that piece of paper.
Yeah. You're going to be like, give me the freaking paper, Eileen.
Give me the paper.
Like, I don't have time for all, and none of us have time. I know you're listening. You don't have time to go through a bunch of stuff. So simplicity, serving at the highest level. How can I get them the result quickly? They will love you more if you can make it shorter.
Yes. I've been having this conversation a lot, it feels like, recently with clients, where they want to give, I want to give them 2-hour sessions, multiple times a month. And it's like, do people have time for 2 hours? I don't have time for a 2-hour session.
No.
Less is more. Can you deliver it in 15 minutes?
Crikey money. I wish I could. Yeah. Actually, Nikki, can I teach your team or your people this? I know we're on video, so I'll say it verbally for our audio listeners. But selling something, it should be 100% disconnected from your time. Your time should not be connected to the result. What you should be selling is a system. So for those of you it'll make sense. But for those of you who are on video, who are listening, I'm going to draw a line across a piece of paper, and the letter A on the left side of the line and the letter Z on the right side of the line. And if you picture A as where your clients are now, and Z with them achieving the end result, I'll give and one of our programs, the end result is 6 figures in a day. So let's just say the end result is 6. So it's what Z, it's whatever your end result is. So they've lost 30 pounds, or they met the love of their life, or whatever it is, your end result.
Yeah.
In between A and Z, you put 3 hash marks. 1, 2, 3, in between A through Z. And these should be the 3 big moves that your client has to take in order to get to Z. If they don't scale step 1, I sometimes think about mountain 1, mountain 2, mountain 3. Mm-hmm. They don't hit these 3 mile markers, they won't get to Z. So you got to think to yourself, if I had I had 1 hour left with this client and I had to give him like my last dying breath. And like, I'm going to tell you what to do. And it's going to be 3 moves. Are you ready? Are you writing this down? Like, what are the 3 steps? And whatever those 3 steps are should not involve you. That's the game. Let me give you an example. Okay. So just to make it clear. So if Z is 6 figures in a day at an event, step 1 is decide for us. Decide. So decide when your event's going to be. We make some decisions. Decide what your offer is going to be. So we just make some decisions. Pretty much in every first step of everyone's programs, we have found, we've done a lot of all industries, it's some kind of assessment, some kind of audit, some kind of decisions thing. Okay. This is, we're not involved. The next step for them is like, okay, if they're going to have an event, they have to fill the event. That's the next move. Fill the event. Okay. So like they can't get the result unless they've made that move. I hope that's making sense. They try to think about, contextualize this for your own programs. Next is they're going to host the event. They have to like have the event. And then we have one more step. So we kind of cheat a little bit. We tell people to do 3 to 5 hashes. So our next step is post-event. So for post-event with a P, so POST, post-event, which is collecting the sales, is really just follow up right here. If they'll make the decisions, if they'll fill the event, if they'll host the event, and it'll be post-event, they will get the result. Now, the next question is, how do you not be involved? It should not be connected to your time. What you're selling is a system. This is our system. You're selling up, like you have to kind of productize. So it's not connected to your time for a couple different reasons. If you connect it to your time, it's kind of like saying this, Nikki. It's saying, I am your solution. Okay?
Yes.
But the minute you position yourself as their solution, you also position yourself as their problem.
Yes.
Now, if I don't get the result,
it's my fault. Yeah.
Because if I'm your solution, then I'm also your problem.
Yes.
Now,
that's so huge.
If this is a lot, what we'll just baby steps here is think about how you can create a system and then you become the person that's like, now, for those of you listening, I'm holding up my system and I'm pointing to it. You're the guide. You're the guidepost. You're the sign. You're like, you need this system. Like, here's why you're struggling. You don't have
the system. Exactly.
You don't have the thing.
Yeah.
Now, do I have coaches that help people through this? Yes. And I pay them very well, but very affordably, that keep people accountable through the system. That's all they're doing. They're just keeping them accountable, but it's 100% not connected to my time. It shouldn't be, because that's what's in the best interest of a client.
This is super powerful. Okay. So again, I feel like you just gave us a little masterclass. I love it so much on putting together your offer. So there's so much that you said here, but that it has to be 100% disconnected from your time.
Yeah.
So that's a huge takeaway, hopefully for everybody listening, when you put together your high ticket offers, and that you can't be the solution, because if you're the solution, you're also the problem. So also just absolutely amazing. And then this 3-step process, and really what you're doing is you're being the guide and you're helping to keep them accountable to getting to the end result.
Yes, that's my part in my program. I'm going to help you keep accountable through my people who are better at doing that than I am. But ultimately, what's so cool is it's very clear if the client has not gotten the result, they have not executed the system. It's like, we all know, we're very aware. We're like, why did you not do step 1?
Yeah.
See, now, not in an animosity, that sounded stronger than how it comes across. It's just very clear that there are steps and you have to hit this step in order to get to the next step.
Yeah.
But if I had to do a weekly call with every one of my clients or something like that, do you know how long that might take them and how many weeks might get stacked in there before to get them the result? Like, yeah, they can get the result without me 100%.
They just need the system broken down step by step.
Yes.
Here it is. You implement. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I've said this to you before too, and I say this to my audience all the time, but I say to my clients, implementers get results, because I know that when people implement the things that I teach, they get big, big results.
Right.
But I don't get those results for them. They get them from implementing. And that's so good. That's the thing.
That's so good that you have that awareness, because many coaches don't have that awareness and they often feel burned out, and just like overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because it's not clear. They're not clear where's my part and where's their part. You know what I'm saying? So it's so good. It's so good what you're saying. It's like, it's about self-responsibility. I can't do this for you.
Yeah. I think you said from the Bible, the root, you said evil is like, it comes from attachment.
Yeah. Love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah. So I think there's a Buddha, I'm probably saying this wrong. I think it's Buddha that says the root of all suffering is attachment. Yes. So I always think about that too. Like when you're suffering for your clients, you're attached, and you cannot be attached.
You can't be attached. That's so good, Nikki. I'm going to use that in my events. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Okay. So we talked about goals. And here's the other thing that I want to ask you about is, how do you know when it's time to really pay attention to, it's time to create the next high ticket offer? Do you ever have those moments?
Yes. Yeah. A couple different, I don't want to say signs, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is. A lot of times people are like, you have to become a listener, like to what God, or what you would say some people may say the universe, like feedback energy that life is giving you. Because it may look like some people are like, do you have something for this? Or what's next? Like, so people may be asking you right now.
Yeah.
For more, and you may not be listening as consciously. The next thing I would do is like right now, I was at a mastermind. It was a few months ago with my own clients, and I was listening to them. And I said, would you guys ever be interested in something like this? And then I laid out kind of a rough sketch of an offer idea. Just, it was just like something like this. And they all went, oh, are you serious? You might offer something like that? And I was like taken aback, right?
Yeah.
But it's just listening. It's such a fascinating thing that I think great offers come from listening. Because great offers is really just giving somebody what they want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I don't know what we think about that, but we don't listen. So when I tested that idea, I was like, oh, they really liked that idea. And then, And then what I did, so I'm not like giving like points or bullet points here, but the next thing I do is I go and research out in the market. Is this like an offer that is selling in other places? Is this like a tried and true thing? Is this something that is sold over here and over here and over here? Do people like this kind of offer? And if I can validate it through research, I'm like, ooh, I'm really onto something here. Like I'm cooking up something right now that's going to be insane, like probably our biggest offer ever. And now I'm collecting research. So I'll collect it on sometimes a Google spreadsheet or just a Google Doc, just all these, I'm just finding offer suggestions really is what I'm doing. Because what I'm going to do then is I'm going to curate from what I'm seeing my own special offer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I already know now this already converts out in the market.
Because somebody's selling it. Yeah.
100%.
I love that.
And there's some insane offers out there that are worthy of modeling.
Yeah. I'm super interested in this, because I will say that one time I tend to think, I'm going to validate my offer. I'm going to put it out and see if anybody buys it. If they buy it, that feels like
Another
that
great
validates.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in this idea of doing research, because I will say that's probably not my go-to mode.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I am actually the only person that I know goes to this. So you're not alone. Yeah.
So I'm super I'm like, how does one go about doing this?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can give you like an example. I'll just, because real talk, because I don't have anything to hide. Something that the offer that I kind of sprung out to my clients at this thing was a certification offer.
Mm-hmm.
So to become certified in what we do, and then they can go basically share our speech all over the internet. They don't have to come up with their own speech, and they don't have to come up with their own offer.
Right.
They just kind of become certified as a speaker under us, because it's all
fantastic.
Working already. And they really wanted that offer for two reasons, Nikki. Number one, they were like, oh my gosh, you'll just give me the speech. Because right now they're having to create their own speeches at events. Does that make sense? So I'm like, here's the speech that you can use. And they're like, so that, because they're new. So they're like, I could get my reps in this way and blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the event, we have this offer that's very high converting. So we're like, just sell our thing just so they can get the reps in. That's all they wanted. All they wanted was just an ability to go out and speak places with something that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they wanted. So then I, like a crazy person, was like, it's certification. That's what they want. So the first move I'll do is I'll start asking my friends, hey, what certifications are awesome? Or, hey, what certifications do you know people are getting? And they'll be like, John Maxwell, Brendon Burchard. There's a yoga certification that's really important. There's an NLP certification. Da, da, da. So I'll start just collecting and researching and going to their websites and their funnels and looking at the copy and seeing what's an offer.
Yeah.
I kind of call it shopping. I go online shopping. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense.
All
I kind of feel like maybe when you were breaking down what I'm going to call your masterclass in the Uber,
in the car. Yeah.
is you were talking about you and your partner, Joe. Is that right? Your business partner, Joe, that you guys had watched hours upon hours hours of really successful speakers, and you broke down their structure, which I was telling her at the time. I was like, this is exactly what I'm doing or have done with the NLP, is that there's a structure to excellence. And what you guys did is you took all these hours of video, and you started looking for what were the things that were consistent across these, right? I should let you say what you did, but
no.
Yeah. So good.
The pattern. Yeah, that's exactly right. So yeah, we spent so much time. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. We still do.
Yeah.
We still do it. We call it geeking on speaking. We love it. So
I love that you call it geeking on speaking.
Yeah. But that's like, so offer research is a great way to, like, there's something out there that's selling like crazy pants right now in everyone's space that's listening to this. You just got to go and find it and then put it in your own words.
Yeah. Fantastic. What a great takeaway. Okay. So I usually like to get to this question, kind of this will bring the NLP kind of questions to a close, is how do you know when to stop? Like, you've created the offer, you're doing these high ticket, you're speaking. How do you know, like, okay, it's time to move on to something else?
Launch it?
Yeah. Or wherever.
Stop delivering the program?
Or just however you take the question is really what I want your answer to.
Gotcha. Okay. I love being NLP'd. I look for my own energy levels probably first.
Okay.
So, am I still enjoying this? Is this still fun? Is the question in my mind. And if it's not fun anymore, I'll ask myself the question, how can I make it more fun? Like, maybe I just need to do some little tweaks. How can I make it more fun? Like, today I got an idea of how to make my program more fun for me. Now, I know this is so self-centered. I'm not thinking about the clients at all. I'm just thinking about for me, because the program will run and scale on its own. Like, it's fine. But if I still want to be involved, like, I like my client. I'm like one of those people that actually really likes their clients. You know what I mean? Like,
I really like my clients too.
Yeah. So I still really want to be involved, not like on coaching calls, but like I drop in the group and, I'm just like, I'm there, And so how can I make it more fun? Okay. So that's kind of like, and then if there's just no fun to be found anywhere, and I totally have done this before, there's no fun. I'm on the struggle bus. I'm dreading whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm like, I gotta sunset this. So if it's like a program, then I'm going to talk about transitioning those clients into something else, into something that I think would be more fun. So kind of detaching myself from, I'm not attached to money at all. Like, I mean, I love money. I love it so much, but if I'm not going to hold on to something because of the money, because there's infinite amount of money out there. There's more money. In fact, if I sunset this thing, I'll probably get 3 more ideas. It'll make me more money than that thing ever will. But my energy, that's what you need to protect.
So good.
Because if I'm in a good energy and in a high energy state, those ideas will come to me, but they won't if I'm in a low energy state and I'm dreading. So one encouragement for all of you to know is there are infinite offer ideas out there for you to take. There's infinite abundance and infinite money. So you don't need to stay tied to anything. Like if something is sucking the life out of you right now, you should just shut it down.
I love that you call it sunsetting it. I've never heard that term. Mm-hmm. That's so good.
It's like a gentler, like this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard somebody recently talk about, but I can't remember now what he said. It was something like, we're just killing it slowly. I think sunset sounds so much nicer.
Killing it slowly. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like if you take out everything in your life that is bringing any type of negative energy to you. I know this sounds like funny, right? Who talks about this? But like anything that's causing negative energy to you. I heard Dan Kennedy say, anything that's causing negative energy in your world is a money block.
Mm.
So sometimes we hold on to things so tight because we think, oh my gosh, I'm getting revenue from this, or like blah, blah, blah. But like, and I'm not saying, hear me with balance with what I'm saying, but there's so much opportunity right now. It would astonish you. But if negative energy is bringing you down, you won't see it.
Right. So good. Whoa, so many good things.
Yeah. So everyone listening, don't like, I even posted this on Facebook today. I said, don't be afraid to just love some people from afar. Like so it could be people, it could be places, it could be problems that people are trying to bring you into that aren't your responsibility. Like one time my daughter's cell phone, she was in a group text conversation that was causing unnecessary drama. And I said, hand the phone to me right now. And I took her phone away. We made $1 million in the next 3 months. I'm not kidding when I'm telling you this. Like negative energy suckers are costing you so much money. You don't even know about it. You don't even know.
Wow. That's powerful.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Get rid of those negative energies. I call them energy sucks. So get rid of those. Sucks. Yeah. Get rid of those out of your life because they might be blocking that money coming your way. So good. All right. So as we move into the last section here, I always like to ask some questions about you and let the audience get to know you. So here's one of my questions is, I'm dying to know, what is a guilty pleasure for you? Do you have any?
This is going to not even sound. Okay. Let me think of something even guiltier. I have a hard time sometimes sitting down and watching a movie or TV with my kids. That's going to sound too like, because I often feel like I'm wasting time if I'm watching something.
Okay.
My husband loves it. He feels refueled, energized. It's so relaxing to him, but I feel guilty.
Okay.
So I guess
that's a guilty pleasure.
That sounds terrible.
No.
I also, I wish I loved chocolate, but I really like wine. I'm a red wine fan. So I'm trying to think of more things I've ever might be considered guilty pleasures. Seriously, I'll feel more guilt if I sit down and like watch a movie sometimes. I'm like, I just spent an hour and a half inside this other person's world, and I love my world so much better than their world. I like my movie. I'm more excited about the movie that's happening in my life. And that's how I feel when I get sucked out of that. I know that sounds crazy, but that's.
Well, I have to say, I find it inspiring that you love your movie so much and you think about that's how you think about it. That if you're watching somebody else's movie and you go, I actually like my movie better than this one.
Yeah. I'm like, that's great, dude. I love that you I'm like, this is amazing. Yeah, but like there's so many exciting things happening all the time. I'm like, yeah.
It's good. It's good.
No, you shouldn't. Sometimes I'm like, but now, yeah. So now I'm just like, what I think now is like, okay, my kids. So it's about my kids. My kids want me to do this. So that's how I do it. Like my kids want me to do it. So I'll do it. Like,
you're doing it for the kids.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay. And I know you do really cool things for your kids too, because I got to be part of a conversation. Like your kids make their own money. Right. And your kids, you invest in your kids for coaching and mentoring.
So much better than school. Yeah.
You take your kids to conferences where they'll be the only kid in the room.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for them to learn. I love this.
My son texted me while we were in this podcast interview, Mom, when are you going to test my new funnel? He's 13. So like I have an appointment now. He's like made an appointment on my calendar. So
to go test the funnel.
I love it though. Yeah. I love it. One day I'm going to do a podcast myself. It's like they inspire me so much. My kids inspire me a lot. I'm trying to run to keep up with them. Like, I'm like.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, I love that. Cool. What is one thing people might be surprised to learn about you?
Oh, sometimes people would be surprised to learn that I was 38 when I first became an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. And the 38 prior years, I suffered with crippling anxiety attacks and really like a deafening level of negative self-talk. Mm-hmm. I think people would be surprised at the extremities that I experienced in those areas. People would be really legitimately surprised because people see me now and they think like, oh, you're doing, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I sometimes wish I could take people aside and I try to tell sometimes you don't have enough time to really tell your whole story, but like I try to tell them, but I wish people could see like how much I get it when they face depression, anxiety, insecurity. I had that, and I didn't realize until I was 38 that I could tell myself a different story. Mm-hmm. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
I'm so grateful that I just thought I had to listen to all those thoughts. I didn't know that I could like think thoughts on purpose.
Was there one thing or one step that helped you transition away from that and move more towards where you are today? Do you remember? Was there something or someone or?
Yeah, I think one day I was sitting at a table and I was reading a story about a rose. And the author was writing the story saying how many people live life focused on the thorns, mm-hmm. and they never see the rose. They never look at the rose. And he was saying this point that many people focus on the negative of life. When if that is true, then also the opposite is also true. Mm-hmm. If dark exists, then light also must exist. Or if, everything has two sides of everything, like a coin has one side and there's also the other side, or a dollar has one side. It's like, if this is true, then the opposite is also true. Mm-hmm. Like slice of bread, you can look at everything. It's like two sides. Yeah. So when I was reading this article, it was like something like, I don't know if you guys ever read something and you're like, you started, it sort of leaps out at you almost. Mm-hmm. By the end of it, I was like, oh my gosh, I focus only on negative things about myself, also about other people, mm-hmm. about my circumstances. Mm-hmm. And so the new thought came into my mind. Oh my gosh, I could actually focus on good things. Most importantly, because I struggle with so much negative self-talk, I could start to focus on what is good about me.
Yeah.
Many times we don't even give a thought to what is great about us.
Yeah, I agree. What are the things we appreciate about ourselves? What are the things we're grateful about ourselves? What are the things we like about ourselves? That can be a really hard question for many of us to answer.
Oh, I was so critical of myself, Nikki.
Yeah.
Everything I would do, I would think I should have done that differently. I should have said it this way. I should have done that. I was like a constant, I was a terrible friend to myself. It was really bad. It was really bad. So what got me so excited was to think I could think thoughts on purpose. So what I did is I remember sitting down the next day and I started writing a list of like good things that were happening, good things about me, good things about my life. This is great. I almost like, I didn't realize it was like gratitude, but I was getting my shifting my energy. And so many people don't know that about me before I was 38.
Thank you for sharing that. That's super powerful. Yeah, I love that you shared that. Okay, what's something exciting going on in your business right now?
We're making a certification offer. It is really exciting. We're so really excited about it because I think it's really going to actually really help our clients because a lot of them, some come in and have like an offer and they're like crushing it. So they can do like $1 million a day and like without us, and we're like, oh, okay. But then other people, if they're new to entrepreneurship, they're like, I don't even know what I should offer.
Right.
And that's a harder nut to crack for anyone out here who coaches in offer creation. Like I can teach them to research and like many people will figure it out. Like it's actually very figure outable, but it's a longer runway to success. The research, like all this, just the offer creation. So if I could give somebody else an offer that's already converting and just say, okay, now just start focusing only on your speaking, focus on becoming a good speaker and then sell this thing at the end, I can get them to a 6-figure day much quicker. So that's what I'm saying is when you think about your offer, think, how can I get my client this result even faster?
Yes.
And the answer we got was a certification.
It's a good answer. I'm excited for you guys.
We're very excited as well.
Yeah.
Like so pumped. So
yeah, that's super exciting. Okay. Last question is, how can people listening connect with you? What's the best way for people to connect with you? Because they're going to want to.
I would love to. Yes. I would love for you to join. We have a challenge, a 5-day challenge.
Yeah. And
the best way to do the challenge is through what I'll tell you in just a second, because there's 2 options. But normally, like this event we would normally charge a lot of money for it. So I'll just say it like that. But you can get in real cheap, and the VIP is the best way to do it. So you can go to acceleratemyrevenue.com/VIP.
Okay.
Because in VIP, you get to hang out with me and my business partner, Joe, and you can ask questions about your offer, about your event. What should I say? All the cool things. So VIP, you just get extra time.
Yeah.
So that's a more fun way to do it, really.
Okay.
Our VIP, they're like, it's legit.
Yeah. Okay. We'll put that in the show notes for people to go participate. Yeah. And believe me, spending any time with Eileen is going to be such an absolute pleasure. And you are going to feel like she opens her mouth and it's like good, loving, amazing things pour out. So
thank you, Nikki.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for saying yes. I'm really honored to have had this time with you in this conversation. There's so many gold nuggets that you shared for the listener and for me too. I'm like, oh, yes, I got to think about this some more. I got to do this.
The questions, the NLP questions. I've never been asked such great questions because it goes deeper into the psychology rather than how most questions just focus on the tactics.
Yeah.
But it's more about the person, isn't it? Am I tracking correctly?
Yeah. It's you. It's you. It's how you show up in the world, because how you show up in the world is so interesting. And you have really honed your competencies, right? Like you're so amazing at high ticket offers. I honestly, I know a lot of people that offer high ticket offers. I've never had anybody talk about them or heard people talk about them the way that you do. And so I feel really honored that you came and shared. with the audience. So thank you.
Guys, thanks for having me. So fun.
Okay. All right. And for you, the listener, thank you so much for being here. I hope that this felt like a really intimate, amazing conversation with a brilliant mind. And I wish you so much success. And please, come back, listen to the next episode, but please also connect with Eileen, because I think she is a game changer in what she does in the marketplace. And I'm just so happy to have had her here. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Sales Maven. Visit us online at yoursalesmaven.com/maven for more resources to boost your confidence and skills.